And that, my friends, is multitasking at its worst. It is back and forth between allegiances. And when people get locked into that, we get spread so thin. We get spread everywhere, but in reality, we're actually nowhere. And so, for the disciples and followers of Jesus, spreading ourselves so thin and teetering between, well, what I know is right and what I should do, and, well, here's what I think I have to do to keep up with the rest of the world. When we live in that awkward teeter-totter of a balance, it puts our faith and our worship and our representation of our good God in danger of irrelevancy. Because multitasking is the drive to be more than we are, to control more than we do, to extend our power and our effectiveness. Such practices yield a divided self with full attention given to nothing. And so, Sabbath breaks the pattern of multitasking. Because you and I, we cannot be in two places at once. We can only bounce quickly in between things, which means that I can't love God and abuse others at the same time. It also means that I can't love God and abuse myself at the same time. So what Sabbath actually does is that it centers us. It grounds us. It calls us to be present exactly where we are. Sabbath also breaks the pattern of distraction. And the life of Solomon is a warning to us. We cannot endlessly acquire and collect and stockpile our way to security. And it doesn't matter if what you're chasing is dipped in gold or dipped in the false promise of being more important or being more valuable or perhaps being more interesting. Those things are distractions. Because as a follower of Jesus, your security and your value, your worth, are not found in any of those things. So what ultimately Sabbath does is actually remind us of who God is. And this might be the pinnacle. This might be the top end of this entire series. Sabbath reminds us who God is, or at the very least, it presses the question. And here it is. If God the Father loves you, created you, clothes you, and feeds you, if Jesus the Son is your Lord and your Savior, if God's Spirit is your guide and your comforter, then you and I can rest easy because everything has already been taken care of for us. And not only that, what that means is that you and I can stop. We can stop trying to be someone. We can stop trying to be important. We can stop trying to be loved. You know why? Because you are already loved to the max.
This week, I encourage you to add getting out in nature as one of your Sabbath practices. Dress appropriately, leave your AirPods at home because all you will need are your 5 senses, a warm coat, and probably this weekend, a toque. And then pay attention. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you smell and feel on your skin? What do you taste in the air? Sink into the experience. Notice the trees that you did not make. Feel the wind blow on your cheeks. You did not make it blow. Hear the geese flying south, and remember that happens with no intervention by you or any other human. Smell the winter on the air, and remember you are not God. There are cycles in nature to which we have to submit because we are creatures. And so much of our anxiety and our multitasking comes from trying to push beyond our boundaries, from trying to overcome limits that are actually meant to bring wholeness and fruitfulness. Limits like needing rest. Instead, we try to control what we cannot. We think we can be in two places at once. We try adding days to our life by worrying, and we miss God because God is here in this moment as we submit to the limits that this moment gives.